Hey everyone, JTISREBORN here, and welcome to another edition of After the Movie. I'm kind of tired right now, as you can tell. I'm kind of dozing off, but hopefully I get a blast of adrenaline when I go in and see The Fate of the Furious. Oh boy, I'm very much looking forward to this one. I mean, you'd think the franchise would have ended, but nope. It's going to keep going and going. Hopefully they go to space next time. That'd be awesome. I've kind of avoided the trailers and that for this movie, so I don't know how it's going to be, but honestly, since Fast 5, this series has been amazing in a ridiculous action kind of sense. So here's hoping it's good. Let you know what I think afterwards. Peace. And here we go. Okay, so I just got out of The Fate of the Furious. And yeah! Oh my god, that's exactly the movie I wanted it to be. You know what? This is my new favorite in the series. I mean, if you would have told me, like, when did the first one come out? 2001, 16 years ago, that I'd be seeing The Fast and the Furious 8 in theaters right now, and it would be my favorite, I would have said you were fucking insane. But this movie was everything I wanted it to be, and then some. Now, before I get into the other one, I guess I should give my thoughts on the other Fast and Furious movies before getting into this one. So, I guess we'll start with the first one. Now, I'm someone who's not really, like, a big car guy. I mean, I like cars, but I'm not, like, this expert on these. If I ever had a flat tire, I'd be fucked. I wouldn't know what to do. I'm an idiot when it comes to cars. So, I was going into the first movie, I'm like, okay, cool cars, chases, like Point Break with cars, and first one's pretty decent. Nothing amazing, but fine. So, but Vin Diesel was good, Paul Walker was good. They're all fine, you know what I mean? Nothing mind-blowing or anything like that. So yeah, first movie's fine, I liked it. Too Fast, Too Furious. Sucks dick. I mean, what a terrible sequel. I mean, out of all the movies in the series, that is the worst one by far. You know what the biggest problem with that one is? It's boring. Nothing interesting. The worst villain I have ever seen. I mean, he offers nothing. Absolutely nothing. He sucks. So, after that, we got the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, which continuity-wise takes place after, what do we have? Like, continuity-wise, we have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and then Tokyo Drift. It's just an insane continuity mess. Okay, so Tokyo Drift, pretty dumb, but in all honesty, in terms of street racing and that, it's the best in regards to that in the series. I mean, the car chases in that are great in it. I mean, I get a good kick out of Tokyo Drift. It's the most underrated in the whole franchise, I think. It's definitely better than Too Fast, Too Furious. Not as good as the first one, but better than Too Fast, Too Furious. Then they brought back Vin Diesel and the whole crew for Fast and Furious, and that one is kind of forgettable. It's definitely, I think in terms of the series, it's like, I'd rank that like 7th behind like the first in Tokyo Drift. And, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of that one. So, those are the first 4. Okay, and that. And then we get Fast 5. The fucking Rock shows up. Now, I hadn't really seen any of them in theaters until Fast 5, and I've seen them all since. But I really wanted to see that movie because you had The Rock going up against Vin Diesel. And The Rock is basically franchise. Somebody quoted him as being like franchise Viagra. And Fast 5, one of the best in the series, like top 2 or 3 for sure. Like, I really enjoyed Fast 5. Thanks in part to The Rock just coming in, just like, stay the fuck out of my way. Rock is great in that movie. He makes that movie. Hobbs is the best thing in that movie by far. He's great. And then we had Fast 6. I guess my only issue with Fast 5 is, like, the villain's really lame. Fast 6 has a better villain because you got Luke Evans, and that's when the absurdity really... I mean, the absurdity is, like, already, like, kicking in this franchise, like, early on, but, my God, it starts in 5 with that whole, like, safe-dragging thing that they do, and then it's 6, and they take down that plane with their fucking cars, and you have Vin Diesel jumping over an overpass and somehow not dying. And then it's just insane, but it's beautiful. Then we had Furious 7, or Fast and Furious 7, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so basically after that, Jason Statham shows up at the end of 6, and due in part to, like, Han dying. And Furious 7, you know what? I don't know where I'd rank that one. Like, because, like, when you get to, like, 5, 6, and 7, like, I kind of, like, have them kind of almost on equal footing, but there's things I like about each one. Furious 7 gets way more ridiculous than the other ones. I mean, they're jumping from building to building in cars. They're parachuting now, and I'm like, this is amazing. Now, unfortunately, that Paul Walker passed away, and that was a real tragedy. They had to work around it. And you know what? Out of all the movies, Furious 7 has one of the most touching endings to a movie I've ever seen. Like, that ending is perfect. It's a great send-off, and it's real. Like, the emotions are real. It's not like Dominic Toretto is not like talking. It's not Dominic Toretto talking. It's Vin Diesel talking about Paul Walker, and it's a touching ending. So, and honestly, if that were the end of the series, that'd be a perfectly way to wrap it up. But, you know, this series is like doing things that no other movie series should be doing at this point. It's speeding up, people. The Furious 7 is like one of the top 5 highest grossing movies of all time worldwide, which is fucking insane. I mean, how did this franchise go from just street cars to like this crazy heist thing where they're jumping from building to building? And then we have this one, The Fate of the Furious, or Fate, you know, like F and then 8. They put the word 8 in there. Isn't that cool? Yeah, so this movie was, oh my god. This movie was great. It's exactly what I want it to be. As absurd as it could possibly be. I thought they were, like, as they topped it in the ridiculousness in terms of, like, cars jumping out of airplanes and stuff. No. We have remote control. Like, Charlize Theron, well, first of all, what a cunt. I mean, what a bitch. I mean, she's so dislikable. She's so evil. But she does a good job in it. Like, you want to spit on the screen. Like, this bitch right here needs to get what's coming to her. And, but yeah, her performance is good. I mean, so evil, such a slime ball. But best villain in the series, I'd say. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, they can apparently control all vehicles that have like automatic like nav systems. That they hack like thousands of cars and they start going to the streets and destroying things, and it's just insane. There's a fight scene in this movie where Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson just he's in this prison riot scene. He's trying to go after Statham or whatever. What is he doing? He's like, they're shooting it with rubber bullets are just bouncing off his chest. He's like, yeah, right. He's throwing people around. People are flying through the air like crazy. He's clotheslining people. They're doing flips and shit in the air. And I'm like, what the fuck? How strong is this guy? He's like ripping doors off and he's beating the shit out of people. I'm like, you don't want to fuck with The Rock. I mean, the physics in this movie are just asininely insane. It's fucking unbelievable. And then they got this scene where they're taking out submarines. Cars are just going all over the place. It's fucked beyond belief. Vin Diesel's car's on fire and he still wins a race. It's so, I'd say ludicrous, but ludicrous is in the movie, but it's crazy. It's absolutely insane, but it's exactly what I wanted from this movie. I guess I'll go into like, I'll give a non-spoilerish portion and then I'll get into some of the spoilerific parts. So basically, Dom Toretto goes rogue. Charlize Theron has something on him, and he's like, I turn my back on family. And yeah, it kind of goes from there. Yeah, crazy action, crazy. It's actually really funny too. The Rock and Statham have such good chemistry together when they're going toe to toe with each other. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I'm having a good time. Even the supporting cast, you know, like Tez and Tyrese and that. Oh, having a good time. And Letty and stuff. And what was it, Ramses? Yeah, Ramses is in there too. But I mean, she just premiered the last movie, so yeah, whatever. All right, so I guess I'll get into spoilers section now. So yeah, this is like instant. Do yourself a favor, go check out The Fate of the Furious. I'm gonna get into full spoilers now. Keep in mind there is no post-credit scene in this movie, so you don't have to worry about that. I know they're gonna make more. Oh my god, they're gonna please make more. Please go to space. Please do time travel. Please go across the ocean. Just keep going even more insane with cars. I don't know what else they're gonna do with these cars. Maybe have car chases underwater or something. I don't know. You got to keep thinking even more crazy to top some of this shit. Maybe they'll go from like, maybe they'll be on cars and they'll jump from like battleship to battleship or something. Or maybe they've already done cars from planes. Maybe they jump on their cars and their car gets hooked onto a jet or something. They're flying through the air with their cars on the jet. They're trying to like steer a jet with cars. I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Or maybe we'll get a Triple X Xander Cage crossover with Dom Toretto. We'll explain that he's his long lost like twin brother or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm getting off track. So, let's go into spoilers. The reason Dominic Toretto, mind you, full spoiler warning from this point on. The reason that Dominic Toretto goes rogue in this movie, my theory going into it was that it was something to do with his family. Like, it had something to do with Brian and Mia and that, who, by the way, aren't in this movie at all. It actually kind of caught me off guard. If you remember that girl he was with in, like, the end of, like, 5 to 6 and that Elsa or whatever, apparently she was pregnant, and Dominic Toretto has a son who he names Brian. You know, I kind of figured that's what he was going to name it. It's a good way of, like, it's a touching way to honor Walker, and, you know, since his character has been retired from the series. So, yeah, he has a kid. Charlize Theron's, like, has Elsa and his kid hostage, and she's just being a bitch. Like, you just want to spit on the screen. Like, her name is Cypher, by the way. Cypher? God, you know what that reminds me of? After Earth. Cypher Rage. Oh, man, I can't believe I just had After Earth flashbacks. Anyways, she has something on Dom. Beginning of the movie is pretty crazy, too. Like, Dom's in Cuba, and he's driving through. Like, he wins a race. It's like a mile race that goes on for, like, 20 minutes. And she tracks him down. Apparently, she was there the whole time throughout a lot of these scenes. Like, she was there, like, she was, like, trying to get the God's Eye. She was trying to get something else, like an EMP device and some shit like that. She was a part of 7 or part of 6 or whatever, trying to... She basically was someone who, like, crossed the Shaw brothers, you know, Owen and Deckard Shaw. And, yeah, something like that. Anyway, she recruits Dom Toretto. They go... So, Luke Hobbs, you know, The Rock, has to go on some mission to retrieve some EMP. He gets the crew together, and they're successful, and he's like, beer's on me, brother. And then Dom Toretto turns on him, and then some insane-ass stuff happens. Dom Toretto... There's this plane that's still moving. Like, he has to drive his car onto a moving plane, which is so goddamn ridiculous. Oh, man, just this fucking movie. I mean, it's amazing, but it's so stupid. But that's what you know what? I would critique a movie like this more if it were boring. If it were boring and not giving me anything ridiculous, I'd be angry. But I'm smiling because this is exactly what I wanted this movie to be. Anyways, he goes rogue. Everyone's going after him. There's the crazy scene where Cypher is controlling all these cars. They have to work with Jason Statham, you know, Deckard Shaw, in order to extract, to figure out what's going on with Dom and go up against Cypher. Kurt Russell's back. Helen Mirren is in this movie. She plays Jason Statham's mom, and I just can't believe Helen Mirren's in a Fast and Furious movie. I mean, wow. So, yeah, they're trying to go after Cypher. We've gone from street racing and stealing Panasonic DVD players to hijacking nuclear missiles. I mean, wow. I mean, this series has gotten so off the wall. I mean, think about that. The first movie, stealing Panasonic DVD players, which are worth like $5, if not less nowadays, to hijacking nuclear missiles and submarines, and it's just so goddamn ridiculous. Anyways, they go after Cypher or whatever. She does escape at the end of the movie. The crazy ass finale where she's like, fire a heat seeker at Dom Toretto! Yeah! And she's going nuts, and so the submarine that's chasing her, which you've seen in the trailer, is fires a heat seeker at Dom Toretto. And then Toretto just, which they kind of spoil, which is unfortunate. Like, you see, like, him jumping over the sub. So, the heat seeker's going after him. He does a turn around. She sees what's going on, like, oh, shit. And then Toretto jumps over the submarine, which is breaking ice, does, like, a side turn in the air. The heat seeker hits the submarine, and it blows the fuck up. Dom Toretto's all out in the open. Everything's gonna explode. Then all the other fucking people show up with their cars to block the explosion, and it's so goddamn stupid and so fucking funny at the same time. I mean, this is actually a really funny movie. From, you know, the Tez and Roman Pierce stuff to Jason Statham and The Rock just being the fucking Rock. You know, he's the king of one-liners. Every time he's on screen, he's great. And what I like about this movie more than Seven is there's a lot more Hobbs in it, because they had to write The Rock out because he was busy filming other stuff. I mean, there's some pretty funny lines too, like Statham calls him Hercules, like that terrible Hercules movie he did. And also, Owen Shaw comes back. You know, Luke Evans. He's like, watch the plane. He's like, yeah, no shit. Because if you remember in 6, he went into a coma after, like, falling out of that airplane from, you know, the longest runway in history. But yeah, there's so many, like, ridiculous things. I mean, obviously, if I want to critique this movie, I mean, you can't all day. The physics are insane. But there's some times where I'm just like, even, like, for the ridiculousness, I'm like, you know, even by this movie's logic, some of this stuff shouldn't be working. Like, that whole EMP device that Dom launches off, wouldn't that fry the electronics in his own vehicle? Just saying. When the 5 or 6 of them, like, grapple his car, why don't they just drive? Why don't they all just, like, sandwich him in? Really? I mean, could have done that. I don't know. It's pretty ridiculous. And then in the end, Cypher escapes. Like, I've got a parachute. Dom is reunited with his kid. I guess he faced no government consequences. And Hobbs decides, Daddy's staying home. And that's basically the movie. And I know they're supposed to make to like 10 of these movies. And apparently Han's supposed to come back in 9. And wow, I was thoroughly entertained. I mean, I'd go see this movie again. You know what? This is my new favorite in the series. If you love these ridiculous action movies, which I do, I fucking loved it. I mean, I laughed my ass off at Return of Xander Cage, but I laughed my ass off even more in this one. So this is a really good time. I think if you don't like these type of ridiculous action movies, you're gonna hate this movie. If you're one person, I mean, this is a movie that really is kind of critic proof, because it knows what it is. It's a ridiculous action movie, like movies like Commando and stuff. They all fall into this category of just dumb, stupid fun. And if you love dumb, stupid fun, you're gonna love The Fate of the Furious and have a great time with it. Okay, I've been going on for like 16, 17, 18 minutes. I don't know how long this video is, but a long time. So I'm gonna cut it here. Do yourself a favor, go out and check out The Fate of the Furious and have fun with it. I think you'll really enjoy it. So, thank you all for watching. Be sure to comment below and let me know what you thought of The Fate of the Furious. And I don't know if there's anything else coming out next week. I try and do these after the movies like once a week. I might go see, I think that Phoenix Forgotten movie's coming out. I mean, a found footage movie like that missed the craze by like 4 years. And it's probably going to be terrible, but whatever, there's nothing else out. I could just go see Fate of the Furious again. I don't know. But so far, 2017, basically from fucking, yeah, this has been like, so far, the best first quarter of a movie year I've ever been to. Like this, it's all been great. I've had basically the only 2 like pieces of shit movies that I saw that didn't bring me any joy whatsoever, Resident Evil, the final chapter, and fucking Rings. I mean, those movies sucked ass. But, yeah, Fate of the Furious, great time. I love the absurdity of this franchise, and I had fun watching it. So, I want to thank you all for watching. Be sure to comment below and let me know once again what you thought of the movie. Subscribe. Go see The Fate of the Furious. I think you'll have a good time with it. Thank you all for watching, everyone, and I'll see you soon.